Big news has now arrived on Gunners. You want to know all the details, so follow me until the end of the video. But first, if you are in love with Arsenal, show your love and subscribe to THE channel now and turn on notifications. Here we post daily news and behind the scenes of the biggest club in THE Premier League, Arsenal. Thank you. Manchester City's FPP blow confirmed, with Arsenal set to benefit under one condition. The proposed anchoring rules could give Arsenal a huge advantage, provided they don't fall behind their European counterparts. On paper, there's much to like about the proposed spending cap for Premier League teams from Arsenal's perspective. The new anchoring model would see the spending limit for Premier League teams tied to the amount earned in television rights by the club with the lowest income in the division. Last year, that was Southampton, which earned £103.6 million. If the limit were set at 5 times that, teams could spend £518 million. Arsenal would fit well into this. Their expenditures on wages, amortized transfer costs, and agent fees amounted to around £326 million last season. Although the signings of Declan Rice, Kai Havertz, Jurrien Timber, and David Raya combined with contract renewals for Bukayo Saka, William Saliba, Gabriel Martinelli, Gabriel Magalhaes, Martin Odegaard, Aaron Ramsdale, Rice Nelson, Ben White, and Takahiro Tomiyasu have shifted this for this season's numbers, the Gunners should still, hypothetically, be in a good position. The fact that these rules would replace the profit and sustainability regulations would also benefit Arsenal. The Gunners failed to secure Raya permanently or make any transfers in January, largely due to current restrictions. With more maneuvering room under the anchoring system, they would have been significantly freer to push these deals past the limits. Crucially, going forward, Arsenal would also be well positioned to benefit from these new rules. The Gunners have achieved a position of relative stability with Mikel Arteta's recent squad overhaul. They're not in a position where they need to spend large sums to close the gap at the top of the Premier League. Any investment would only enhance a squad that has already proven capable of taking Manchester City to the wire in the title race. This stands in stark contrast to clubs like Manchester United and Chelsea, which will need to spend much more again if they want to catch up. Meanwhile, City may have a title-winning squad already, but the new rules wouldn't be as favorable for them. Their estimated expenditures on transfer amortization, player salaries, and agent fees last season were around £501 million. This would leave them dangerously close to the limit, severely restricting their ability to reinvest in Pep Guardiola's team. It might even force them to sell some of their players. All of this looks good for Arsenal, and it's easy to see why they're in favour. But it's rarely that simple. There are still some things the Gunners will want ironed out before the principles are officially voted on at the Premier League annual general meeting in June. It's crucial they need clarity on how the spending cap will compare to other European counterparts. This is understood to be Manchester United's biggest argument against anchoring. Sir Jim Ratcliffe's Ineos company is a major investor in rugby and will know, through that sport, what the dangers could be. The English Premiership is currently losing several of its top players to France's top 14, where clubs can offer significantly higher salaries. It should be noted that it's not exactly the same here. Anchoring wouldn't prevent a team like United from matching salaries offered by a Real Madrid, for example. However, their ability to do so consistently may be restricted by the cap. This could also have negative effects on Arsenal. Last summer, the Gunners managed to outbid Bayern Munich and secure Rice. While other factors were crucial, it might not have been as straightforward if the German champions had exponentially more to spend on player wages and transfer fees. It's easy to see why Arsenal is in favour here, but the Premier League has already been burned by acting independently from the rest of the continent. When clubs voted to close the English transfer window earlier before the start of the league season, they were the ones who suffered as the rest of Europe gained a competitive advantage. This is something Arsenal must ensure will not be breached before entering any new set of regulations. However, if they overcome this hurdle, the restructuring of the financial landscape could benefit the Gunners in the coming years. Tottenham vs Arsenal match report. Mikel Arteta and his Arsenal team emerged from the North London derby with confidence and 3 points as we push for the Premier League title this season. In a game where Arsenal had more opportunities, Tottenham rallied late and made life difficult for our Gunners. Coming away with the crucial 3 points in what was one of the biggest classics of our season, here's a summary of everything that happened. The first half started strongly in favour of Arsenal, but Tottenham also looked sharp and poised to give us a run for our money. However, at the 14th minute mark, Arsenal earned a set-piece corner that Saka delivered into the box, hitting Højbjerg's head and finding the back of the net for an own goal, putting the Gunners ahead 1-0. Tottenham reacted quickly, and just 7 minutes later, Porro took a shot from outside the box, but it was blocked by Gabriel and fell into Van de Ven's path, who made no mistakes and shot past Raya into the net. But fortunately for Arsenal, VAR intervened and ruled it offside. At the 26th minute mark, Tottenham looked close to scoring as Maddison was brought down in the box, but Michael Oliver didn't deem it enough for a penalty, letting the game continue. Havertz picked up the ball, spotted Saka's run down the wing, and delivered a pass to him. Saka controlled, shrugged off a defender, and then curled the ball into the bottom left corner of the net to make it 2-0. Arsenal wasn't stopping there, and it didn't take long for us to make it 3 when Rice delivered from a corner, and Havertz managed to rise and head it into the back of the net to make it 3-0 and stay in good form, putting Arsenal up 3-0 at halftime and looking truly in control. The second half started much like the previous one, with Arsenal looking more likely to score, but Tottenham was doing everything they could to respond and capitalized on a defensive error from David Raya, who tried to clear the ball but only as far as Romero, who quickly touched and then shot into the bottom corner to put Spurs back in the game. And they weren't done yet. At the 85th minute mark, Rice was seen fouling a Spurs player in the box, and after a quick VAR check deemed it a penalty, Son stepped up and buried the ball into the top left corner of the net to give Spurs 2 goals and get them back in the game. Fortunately for us, it wasn't enough, and after a thrilling North London derby, we walked away with the 3 points and continue in the race for this season's title. If you are a big Gunners, don't be left out and leave your like to be closer to our channel. Thank you.